Welcome, everybody. Welcome, fellow patriots. Welcome, fellow deplorables. Welcome once again to the Conservative Commandos radio show. I'm Sharon Angle, coming to you from the studios of the Conservative Commandos Radio Network with a shout out to our listeners in Jacksonville, Tampa, and the Villages, Florida, Las Vegas and Reno, Nevada, Macon, Georgia, Lancaster, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Boulder, and Colorado Springs, Colorado, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Long Beach, California, Arlington, Virginia, and Washington, D.C. And now you can see us and hear us on the AUN TV network in Northern California, in San Francisco, San Rafael, Marin, North Bay, San Jose, Silicon Valley, Santa Rosa, Redding, Sacramento, Chico, California, Napa Valley, and soon in Carson City, Lake Tahoe, and Reno, Nevada. And today, my co-host is Melissa Isaac. Melissa, welcome to the Conservative Commandos radio show.
It has been a while, Sharon. I'll tell you what, when life happens, it usually happens when I'm supposed to be on the show. So it's been a while. It's good to be back.
Well, you know, and you've been in the center of a whirlwind. It seems like literally you got hit by a hurricane, and you've of course had your duties to perform. Thank you so much for your service. Always so excited when you say, I've got guard duty, or I've got to go be with my National Guard unit. Such patriotism there. We love our military, and we love you for doing that. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you. Absolutely. So, Sharon, I guess the debates. Did you watch the debates last night?
Well, of course. I knew we were going to do this show, Melissa, so I thought, well, I need to do my show prep, right? I need to watch these things and get a take on it. You know, it was a frenzied hour and a half. In fact, it actually went by pretty quickly because it was just one fight after another, and talk about slugging it out. And I guess I thought, well, everybody's pretty battered and bruised, including the moderator. Everybody kind of took a few direct hits in this thing, and I'm not sure anybody came out a winner. What did you think?
I agree, and I think everybody took some punches, but I did think that the moderator threw a few unfair punches himself, so I really wasn't impressed with Wallace's moderation skills. But no, I think you're right. I think everybody kind of walked away scratching their heads saying, wow, what just happened? You know, it's a shame because there's a lot of issues that we want discussed. The American people want discussed on both sides. And, you know, I think there was a lot of frustration. I think I saw President Trump being very frustrated because there were some things that Biden said that were provably false. And it must be frustrating to be up there and say, and not interrupt and say, I know this is false. I know this is not true. But yeah, at the end, really, did anything get discussed? Not really. Not really.
Not really. Well, it was kind of funny because the bar was pretty low for Joe Biden. He just had to be able to stand up, not wet his pants, don't drool, and be able to carry on a conversation, you know, because everybody was expecting, you know, somebody that needs to be in a rest home. And so when he came on and he could actually string a few words together and make some sense, I think, you know, everybody said, oh, well, good on you, Joe. You win the night just for showing up. So I don't know how you felt about it, but you know, they said don't bully poor Joe because of that. But, you know, Joe didn't look so poor. So I think it was kind of the kid gloves came off there.
He really appeared scripted to me, overly coached. When he was asked a question, he didn't answer the question necessarily. He would kind of go off into something else. I almost wonder if he had the questions. I even asked my husband beforehand. I said, you know, I bet he had the questions beforehand. And it really did run through my mind during the debate because he was almost too well versed. And he was ready to answer, and that is not the Joe Biden we've been seeing on the news and on YouTube. That is not who we've been seeing.
Yeah. Well, you know, I wonder about that, if he actually had the questions or if he just had the coaching. because, he kept running back to his talking point, which was go out and vote for me, vote early, vote often, vote by mail. It was just like a continuous spin thing that he would go to. Those were his go-tos, and it didn't seem to matter what topic they were on. He went there.
And there are some things I didn't expect. I didn't expect him to denounce the Green New Deal, and I didn't expect him to, to say some of the things he said. I thought, wow, because his base is really energized over these things, and he took a step back from them. So that did surprise me.
Well, and there was some contradiction there too. He said when he said he wasn't going to be for the Green New Deal, then he backed off and said, well, of course I'm for the Green New Deal. And then he said, but I am the Democrat Party. And it was like, okay, well now we're going to get to see the confused Joe Biden that we know and are used to. But of course, there was so much interrupting going on. Chris Wallace interrupted, the president interrupted. Here, I'm looking for the real Joe Biden to stand up, and everybody was kind of covering. It seemed like even the president, I don't know if he realized how many times he stepped in when he shouldn't have, just let the guy ramble.
Yeah. Well, the president did made a very good point, and when he said that I've done more in 47 months than you have in 47 years, that was very true. Just the regulation rollback alone that helped small businesses and businesses in general. And then, Trump talked about the pharmaceuticals. But, if you've been in politics for 47 years, and it really bothers me too, that he led the witch hunt against Clarence Thomas way back in the day, and he was not pro-black like he purports to be now. So there's a lot out there that people need to remind themselves of. But he's right. If you're in politics for 47 years and there's that many contradictions, and what's gotten better in 47 years? I can't think of anything.
No, in fact, we've been just watching ourselves go down the slippery slope. There's a few high points in this descent that we've been watching, but for the most part, it's been very scary for most of us who remember America the way it was 47 years ago and the way it is now. And you say, oh my gosh, what are we leaving to our children? It's very frightening. And I guess that's why many of us feel like we don't have too many chances left to make this thing right.
I agree. And I think just coming from the perspective of an attorney, just the decline in the courts. It's not about justice anymore. It depends on who your judge is, depends on their politics. So no, I think, if people are really concerned about justice, there's a lot more that needs to be done. There's a lot that needs to be scrapped and rebuilt from scratch. So, but yeah, the last 47 years, there's been very little to brag about.
Very little. Well, we need to take a break. We are coming to you from the Conservative Commandos Radio Network studios and around the world on the internet with TalkStream Live, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Net Talk America, and AM/FM 24/7. I'm Sharon Angle here with my co-host Melissa Isaac, and we will be right back after these messages to talk about our great guests for the day.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 888-431-0562. That's 888-431-0562. 888-431-0562. 888-431-0562.
Dish TV is better than cable TV. Here's why. Dish has the nation's lowest TV price, along with an award-winning DVR that can skip commercials, record 8 shows at once, and get access to thousands of movies at your fingertips. Cable simply can't even compare. So the smart choice is to cut the cable and get Dish. Plus, you get all these great TV features, free HD DVR upgrade, free installation, and free movie channels. Say goodbye to cable and get more with Dish TV. 877-290-7764, 877-290-7764. As an added bonus, you can switch to Dish now and receive a $50 Visa gift card. So call now and get Dish TV. Call 877-290-7764, 877-290-7764. That's 877-290-7764. Limited time offer, 24-month commitment and credit qualification required. Cancellation fee, monthly equipment fees, and other restrictions apply. Promotion can change at any time.
Friend, do you remember when it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank to expand a business, go on vacation, or buy a new car? Well, today, withdrawing your own cash has become a very risky business, according to The Secret War, a shocking new research report. I just read it. And folks, I was amazed to learn why banks are now required to spy on us for the government and then report any suspicious or unusual behavior. I suggest you get The Secret War free. Just call the number on the screen, no charge, from the folks at Swiss America, and get this. Did you know simply spending cash today may be enough to have you branded as a potential criminal? That's right. The new war on cash is really a war against all freedom-loving Americans. The Secret War is yours free, so call the number on the screen and you can tell them Pat Boone gave you the number.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Conservative Commandos radio show. I'm Sharon Engel here with my co-host, Melissa Isaac. Of course, you can watch us on TV, the AUN TV network in Northern California. You can listen to us on broadcast stations all over the United States, and you can find us on the internet. But also, don't forget to check out our website, ccrshow.com and AUN-TV.com. And Melissa, we have some great guests. Would you tell us who they are?
Absolutely. We're going to start with Dr. Carol Lieberman. And I love when Dr. Carol Lieberman comes on. She's an MD, MPH, a board-certified Beverly Hills psychiatrist, a best-selling author. Basically, you can dream it, she's done it. I mean, she's been on pretty much every TV show, Oprah, Today Show, Good Morning America, CNN, Fox News, ABC, CBS, NBC, you name it. And she wrote a children's book called Lions, Tigers, and Terrorists. Oh my. And what I'm excited to ask her about is her take on watching them, their body language, because I know that she's trained in those things to train what you can tell when someone's lying, maybe their body language or their voice. So I'm excited to talk to Dr. Lieberman about that. And then we're going to speak with Ann Stone, who's been in politics since she was age 12. And I want her take on this because she's seen the good, bad, and the ugly of politics. And two, she's worked on over 500 political campaigns. She's one of the leading women really in politics. And she's also been on numerous television programs, Good Morning America, Today Show, Nightline, Larry King, PBS NewsHour, To the Contrary. And she's been on shows like Comedy Central and MTV and Politically Incorrect. So I'm really looking for her perspective on this as well, because I think she's going to give us a very candid observation of what both candidates, maybe what they did right, what they did wrong. And I'm really excited to talk to Dr. Jerome Corsi. And he, of course, has the Corsi Nation. He's a New York Times best-selling author, an investigative journalist, and political analyst. He worked as a senior staff writer for WND.com. He's published over 25 books. Oh my gosh, and you want to talk about somebody who knows politics and the dirty side of politics. It's Dr. Corsi. So we want to talk to him about the debate and maybe ask him a little bit too about the testimony that was given today. And I know I watched a little bit of that. And Lindsey Graham said that when he was questioning Comey, he said it's our country. Basically, what he said was it's a sad state for our country if the FBI played by the rules when he was talking to Comey. So maybe we'll ask him his take on that too. But I'm excited for these guests.
Well, playing by the rules. We're having a difficult time in this country, even knowing how to play by the rules. It seems like we've got rules in place, but nobody pays attention. I've been looking at Veritas's ballot harvester scandal that came out of Ilhan Omar's district, where the Somali immigrants are admitting that it's an open secret that she pays ballot harvesters up to $800 to collect votes, and they're paying $200 to $300 per vote. I mean, this is just outrageous. The money that's being spent there, and you wonder how do immigrants actually resist that kind of payoff? It's just a piece of paper, and by golly, if you want my piece of paper and you're willing to pay me $300 for it, maybe I will turn it over to you. So I'm looking at that, and it's against the law in many states to do ballot harvesting. It was against the law here in Nevada to do ballot harvesting, but in the middle of the night on a weekend, we had a special session, and lo and behold, we came out with a mail-in ballot law that includes the legalization of ballot harvesting. So, it's so hard. They said, we don't care about the rules and regulations. That's one of the takeaways from that Project Veritas video is we don't care about the rules because we know it's illegal, but if you get caught, so what? What happens to you?
Well, and that's the thing. I think we've had several guests on the show in previous, episodes where we talk about, well, no, they're doing this wrong. The judicial system, they're legislating from the bench. And this is, what's the solution? There is no solution. We look at Trump. The Trump administration has been telling us for a long time, just be patient. Indictments are coming. Just be patient. Accountability is on the way. And nothing.
Yeah,
So that's a good question, Sharon. What do we do? So there's people are questioning Kamala Harris's ability to even be president, right? Her qualifications, right? Is she a natural born citizen? Well, like, were her parents? So, and what? And nothing. It's crickets. It's silence. So does the rule of law mean anything? Yeah, people can talk a big game and say it does, but at the end of the day, we have the FBI who was caught with shady investigations. We have prosecutors who are withholding exculpatory evidence, and people's lives are being ruined. Where's the accountability? We're sick of it.
Well, and it's so frustrating out here in obey the law land
Yes.
when you're trying to enforce the law, or at least go by the rules and protect people with the law, and you realize that maybe the law doesn't count anymore. We're watching, that was interesting with the debate last night, even how many judges, and he said to Joe Biden, he said, you left too many seats on the table and we're filling them all. That's something a president should never do, is leave all those judge seats on the table. And there really wasn't a good comeback for that at all. He didn't address that. Chris Wallace didn't even take up the banner and say, well, let's talk about that for a little bit. And even when they talked about Judge Barrett, there was no comeback on anything there. Biden, all he could say was, well, the people need to go to the polls and vote for their president so that the president can make the right decision, just like Trump wasn't the president now. And I thought that was a pretty good comeback when he said, I'm the president for 4 years, not 3. I'm still the president and will be for the next few months. It's completely within my right and the rules. Of course, we're getting back to the law. The law says that he can do that. The Constitution says he can do that. But we're not playing by the rules anymore, are we, Melissa?
Well, you and I are.
We try.
But our elected officials do not, and it's sad. I hate, as an attorney, that the citizens of America are giving up on the rule of law, but they are. They are giving up on the rule of law because anything goes. Prosecutors are, and even some of our federal court judges or state court judges are always looking at the next appointment. They're looking at the next step up, and they know, well, if I rule this way, then I may not be able to, progress in my career. What happened to taking pride in justice? What happened to not being fearful of walking in the courtroom? Because I can tell you what, I only represent dads. I'm a men's rights attorney in family court, and I can tell you what my clients say. Well, I'm going to get justice, right? I say, I sure hope so. I've been doing it long enough. Like, I know.
Well, I know when we went before our judge 10 days ago, he ruled on the lowest scrutiny, which is a rational basis. He said, well, they had a rational basis. And here it is, our vote. So he denied us on rational basis. And the thing that just clinched it for me is the attorneys from the other side are Soros attorneys. They're being paid by George Soros to go into every state that dares to have a case come up against mail-in balloting or ballot harvesting. That is their whole job, is to fight these kinds of cases. You could tell he was kind of fawning before these high mucky muck attorneys that had come in. We felt kind of outclassed and outmanned. It was kind of like the debate, you go in and the moderator's even on the side of the opponent. That, of course, is what a judge is the moderator. But we have to go to another break, Melissa. And we are coming to you from the Conservative Commandos radio show networks. We will be right back with our first guest, Dr. Carol Lieberman, who is a board-certified Beverly Hills psychiatrist. She's written a book, Lions and Tigers and Terrorists, Oh My, How to Protect Your Child in a Time of Terror. And she's going to be talking to us about the debate, but about specifically the body language that went on in that debate. Don't go away. We'll be right back with our first guest, Dr. Carol Lieberman.
Mom, thank God you're going to be okay.
So relieved. But you both should know when my time comes, I have a final expense policy with Senior Care USA.
Is Senior Care USA the life insurance policy that helps loved ones pay for funeral expenses and other debts? Bill and I called to get more information.
Yes, and there's an immediate payout of up to $50,000.
If you're over 50, call Senior Care USA now to learn more about final expense insurance plans.
There's no medical exam, even if you have a pre-existing condition like I do. When I called, the quote was free, and there was no pressure.
I found out that policies start for as little as 35 cents a day. Rates will never increase and coverage won't decrease.
I'm going to call today.
Ask about the free prescription discount card. Oh, I'm so glad you'll be taken care of.
Call 1-800-822-7419. That's 1-800-822-7419.
But is it? It's really just the beginning, right? Have you written a book and want it published but don't know where to start? You're not alone. Page Publishing cuts through the confusion that most new authors face, like copyright protection, barcodes, printing, and digital uploading. We will get your book into bookstores now. We guide you through the publishing maze and help you distribute and sell your work in hard copy and ebook formats. That's right. We will digitize and place your book for sale on Amazon, Apple iBooks, and Google, offering it to millions. Don't waste another minute. Most publishers won't even look at new author submissions, but we're different. We review your book and provide you feedback in about a week. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, our team gets you into bookstores fast.
Call 1-877-461-5033.
Does your current bathroom need to be updated immediately? Introducing One Day Bath and Shower Remodeling, the complete and hassle-free way to get the new bathroom of your dreams in as little as 1 day and for as little as $199 a month. Yes, the experts at One Day Bath and Shower Remodeling will come to you anywhere in the country and show you all the customized options. Now you can have a brand new bathroom in as little as 1 day. Large or small bathrooms, if you want a new bathtub or shower installed, we can do it in as little as 1 day. And if you call right now, you can save $750 off your remodel. We make it easy by offering you financing as low as $199 per month. So for as little as $199 a month, you can finally have the bathroom of your dreams. Call now to schedule your free in-home consultation.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Conservative Commandos radio show. I'm Sharon Engel here with my co-host, Melissa Isaac. And if you'd like to hear a rebroadcast of our show, check out our website, ccrshow.com or aun-tv.com. And Melissa, we have our next guest ready. Would you please introduce her?
Yes, we're talking with Dr. Carol Lieberman. She's an MB, MPH, is a board-certified Beverly Hills psychiatrist and an award-winning and best-selling author. She was trained at NYU Bellevue and at Anna Freud's London Clinic. She served on the clinical faculty of UCLA's Neuropsychiatric Institute for years. That's a mouthful. I tell you what, this is a very well-credentialed woman here. When Dr. Carol isn't seeing patients or testifying at trials as a forensic psychiatrist, expert witness, she's working as a 3-time Emmy-honored TV personality who's appeared on Oprah, The Today Show, Good Morning America, CNN, Fox News, HLN, ET, ABC, CBS, NBC, and many more. Additionally, Dr. Lieberman hosts 2 radio shows and podcasts and travels the world speaking about her books, especially her latest book for children and their parents and teachers, Lions and Tigers and Terrorists, Oh My, How to Protect Your Child in a Time of Terror. Dr. Lieberman, welcome back to the Conservative Commandos radio show.
Thank you. It's great to be back with you.
And one thing they left off, I know that you were on the Council for Boys and Men. I serve on there with you, and so your expertise is everywhere. This is just a very short bio, so it's good to have you here. And let's talk about this debate last night. I'm assuming you watched it, as it seems everyone watched it.
Absolutely.
And tell me what you thought of the debate, just in general.
I was actually concentrating particularly on Joe Biden and signs of senility. I had expected more signs than what he showed, although, in thinking about it more since last night, and looking at some of the transcripts, there were actually more signs, but they were subtle signs. So, for example, one thing was that he never really did complete a sentence. He would start something. I mean, there was one thing, for example, when he was being asked about the Supreme Court, and he didn't, whether he was going to add seats to it. And he started off and he didn't really, he kind of got lost along the way. And then he started saying, so the American people should vote. They should, and he went into this whole thing about how everybody should vote, which was not really relevant to the question and certainly not an answer. There were other things, other symptoms, like when, he called, one of the signs is when you get easily irritated and you speak out in an unrestrained kind of way. And so when we remember, I'm sure you remember, he called President Trump a clown. He was telling him to shut up, shut your yap. Now, not to say that President Trump wasn't aggressive and so on, and yes, he did interrupt a lot, but speaking in those kinds of words shows a lack of being in control of yourself. Like if asked afterwards, he would have known, no, maybe I should have used different words, that kind of thing. So what I have gotten from this is how there has to be some explanation. I mean, I haven't examined him personally, but I have watched him over lots of interviews and so on. And there has to be, as a psychiatrist, there has to be a reason why a person shows more signs of dementia when they are in their basement and calm and quiet and on Zoom, or even at a campaign stop, but where there isn't any stress, you're the big speaker, you're the big cheese, much less pressure than in the debates last night. So for him to have been able to cover up his normal, like when he forgot the words to the Pledge of Allegiance or lots of other examples, for him to be able to cover that up, there has to be some kind of explanation. Now, I don't have the inside scoop. I can't give you the exact answer, but what it makes me think of is perhaps he was taking some kind of medication like Adderall or, an amphetamine or some other performance enhancer. Or, did you see that he was wearing a wire? I didn't realize that last night when I was watching it on television, but actually in one of my interviews this morning with Mancow, he mentioned something about the wire. And then I looked it up on the internet, and sure enough, there's video where you can see if you do a close-up, you can see that he was wearing a wire. Now, was that actually giving him answers? Was it connected to something technologically that helped feed him the answers? It's certainly possible. There's something different. Something doesn't add up.
I'll mute myself. I agree. Something didn't add up, because I think a lot of us have seen the videos when he was in his basement or the campaign events, and sometimes he doesn't even seem lucid. He doesn't even know where he is sometimes, it seems. And then last night, he seemed to be a lot sharper, I think, than what most people anticipated, definitely what I anticipated. So are there certain psychological drugs that he could take maybe that would make him that sharp? And you said some, I don't know, amphetamines or something. I know, ADHD medicine. Is there something that would help keep him that sharp?
Well, it's possible that something like Adderall would do that. Maybe he had a lot of what are those drinks, those power drinks. I don't know. I mean, there could be a number of explanations. Maybe he had something IV. I don't know the answer, but I do think it's important for people to realize that this is not normal, and that and certainly before the next debate, this is really the key. That I know President Trump was asking for them each to take blood tests. And he was asked, he or his campaign was asking for there to be a search of each of them to make sure they didn't have any earbuds or things like that. I think those things, of course, Biden's campaign said no, but I think those kinds of things have to happen to give the American people the truth.
What about their body language? I know there was times when Biden seemed to be more aggressive in his body language, point over at President Trump. There are times that President Trump would step back from the podium. What did you gather from their body language in terms of credibility, or just I guess in terms of credibility too?
Well, President Trump came in looking like a bull in a china shop, which is certainly how one can, describe him in general, and not just in the debate. But and he did continue a very aggressive kind of stance all the way through. That was how really he was angry. He did seem angry, and I think a lot of that could be summed up in what he was saying to Joe Biden about how I did more in 47 months than you did in 47 years. And I think Trump is understandably angry that he has worked his tail off all this time, and he has gotten nothing but aggravation, but impeachment and lies and all kinds of things. And Joe Biden encapsulated that. Like, Joe Biden was basically he was somebody who had not done very much for 47 years, and yet he was now on the stage vying for the same position. So I think that got him angry. I wish he hadn't interrupted as much, because if Trump hadn't, then I think we might have seen Biden's senility more, his dementia more, if people could realize that his sentences were going nowhere. And Biden was interesting. He came in and he had a totally different attitude. He was smiling. He wanted to look like your friendly grandpa. except not for you to think that he doesn't have his brains, like has failings like your grandpa, but the really sweet old guy. And he had his hands up, like a coach kind of, and smiling, and, like he wanted to be the friend to everybody. But then he got much more, his body language was much more compact as the night went on. I think he was like trying to control himself, trying to literally hold it all together.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we're going to have to go to a break. We're coming to you from the Conservative Commandos Radio Network studios and around the world on the internet with TalkStream Live, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Net Talk America, and AM FM 24/7. And we'll be right back.
Attention homeowners. Do you have a house that's in need of serious repairs? Do you have tenants that never seem to make their monthly payments? How about code violations, past due taxes, or maintenance costs you just can't afford? Then call my friends right now at Quick Cash Offer. They specialize in buying any home, no matter how ugly the situation. Turn that problem property into cash right now. It's just that simple. One call and you can get rid of that home headache forever. They buy the ugliest houses with instant closings, instant cash, and huge savings. Plus, there are no realtor fees, no listing fees, and no repair costs. Just cash in your hands for that painful property. They're buying a few more houses in your neighborhood this month. So take advantage of this cash offer and call Quick Cash Offer now.
855-296-8854. 855-296-8854. That's 855-296-8854.
Listen carefully. If your student loan debt is overwhelming you and things seem hopeless, we've got great news.
If you're still struggling with your student loan debt, there are government programs available that may actually lower your payments by consolidating your federal student loans. Just call us. We'll review your situation and work with you to consolidate your debt. In many cases, depending on your situation, we can lower your monthly payments in half or more. It doesn't matter how much you owe or how far behind you are. Even if you're in default, call us right now to find out how we can lower your payment in half immediately. You can stop the harassing phone calls and the wage garnishments. All you need to do is pick up the phone and call us right now. We can remove your default status, consolidate your federal student loans, lower your payments, and we can do it today. Stop worrying. This is a real solution that can help. So please call us right now.
Call 800-917-8671.
Are you over the age of 50? Want peace of mind and financial security for your family? Here's an important message to you and all seniors from the Final Expense Insurance Hotline. The average funeral costs about $7,000, even more. And the most government benefits will pay your family is only $255. That leaves your loved ones with a burden of paying your debts and funeral costs. Our plans start as low as $1 per day and will pay up to $30,000 for your funeral and other final expenses. There's no medical exam and you'll have lifetime coverage. Plus, your rates will never increase and your plan cannot be canceled regardless of your medical condition as long as you make your premium payments. Get free information right now. Just answer a few simple questions and get approved right over the phone in just a few minutes. Call right now.
Call 855-221-7334.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next?
How do you get in front of companies or get a patent?
Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors just like you for 35 years.
And thousands of people contact them every month.
With 65 offices, you can meet with an InventHelp representative near you who will keep your idea confidential and explain their invention process step by step. InventHelp has helped over 10,000 inventors get patents. And they offer 3D animations and prototyping services to help demonstrate your idea. InventHelp's exclusive databank includes over 9,000 companies who have agreed to confidentially review new ideas, like yours.
Don't wonder what to do next. Take action right now and get the help you need from Invent Help.
Invent Help. Call today for free information.
800-880-2937. That's 800-880-2937 now.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Conservative Commandos radio show. I'm Sharon Engel here with my co-host, Melissa Isaac. We've been talking with Dr. Carol Lieberman, who is a board-certified Beverly Hills psychiatrist and an award-winning and best-selling author. And she has been talking to us about the debate last night, the body language that has been going on, because really, that's where her expertise lies, is in figuring out what's really going on with folks, even though their mouths are moving and they're saying the truth. What's really going on there? So I was very interested in the way that President Trump reacted. You said he was angry, and you said from the beginning, but was he provoked? Do you think there was a provocation that happened right on the onset? Because it seemed like he just lost it right from the very beginning. He was not able to keep from, coming out like he always does. You punch me and I'll punch you twice as hard.
Yes. I don't know exactly which moment you're speaking about, but I think as soon as he saw that the moderator, that Chris Wallace, seemed to be taking Biden's side, I think that was a provocation for him. Chris Wallace it was like he was trying to protect Biden from the big bad wolf, Trump. And I don't think Trump really expected that to be so obvious. I mean, I think anybody, no matter who you plan to vote for or what side you were on starting the debate, watching it, I think most people saw that it was, especially as the time wore on, that the moderator was really trying to protect Biden. So I think that made President Trump angry. And I think also some of the things that Biden was saying, although, Biden really didn't say that much. Actually, it's interesting. Biden talked about a few things that I think a lot of people, the progressive people in his party, are not going to be happy about. He talked about, no, I'm not, I don't want to defund the police. Really? That's news to some of the people in his party. And I don't want the Green New Deal. Really? And then I loved it when he said, I am the Democratic Party. I'd love to know, really, was he talking symbolically, metaphorically, or was he sort of disoriented again, thinking that he really was, or delusional, and thinking that he was the Democratic Party?
Well, now, you do body language analysis, and I think you look for lying. And it seemed like to most of us who follow the news at any regular pace, there was a lot of lying going on. What did you see?
Lying. Well, there was a lot of. Can you?
You want me to rephrase that?
I don't know. Maybe am I so pro-Trump that I don't see any lying? I don't know. I didn't really see any lies from him, actually. And what came to mind when you said that was Biden, when Trump was asking him about his son, and this whole thing where Biden has gotten away with saying that that Hunter didn't do anything wrong. And I don't know how he's been able to keep getting away with this when there is evidence that Hunter took money that, millions of dollars that really he did nothing for except to be the son of Joe Biden and to have potential influence over him. But was there something else that you had in mind?
That was the one that I was really most interested in, is how he just said, well, he's my son. And that's never been, that's all been discredited. I think that was the word he said. That's all been discredited.
Yes.
Well, and one more thing, just to jump in, is he had said that when Trump said your son was dishonorably discharged from the military, with drug use, he said, well, that's not true. That's not true. It is true. There are reports that is true. So while Biden is adamantly denying this, when it's obviously true, can we the people look at his body language, and is there a cue, or just if his lips are moving?
Well, I think during some of that portion, I seem to remember that he had his arms up some of the time, like warding this off kind of thing. That was sort of the one of the unsatisfying parts that I wish that there was a way to prove these things right then on the stage. I wish Trump maybe could have, well, I guess they weren't allowed to have papers, I don't know, but could say something more not that Biden would have agreed to anything that Trump would have said about it, but I just wish that like a curtain would come down and say, with some kind of picture or information that proved that he was lying about that.
Well, I think that was really shocking. Like I said, to those of us who kind of follow it and have seen the documentation, it's pretty hard to deny. And I was wondering if he really wasn't lying. He believes that's the truth. Is that part of the delusion?
That's a good question. I guess we don't know how. One would think that somebody on his staff showed him the evidence, but it's certainly possible that his son was lying to him and not telling him the truth about all of this, and maybe he just prefers to believe his son's version. Since his son has been less than trustworthy, I guess it's possible that he's been lying to his father.
I guess it's possible, except for that tape that we've all seen over and over and over again till you say, wow, where he is talking and bragging about getting that fellow fired because he wouldn't follow the line that he wanted him to follow as far as Hunter Biden's as Hunter Biden goes. He was checking in on Hunter Biden, and Joe said, no, you're not going to check in on him anymore. I'm going to get you fired.
Well, he could have forgotten that.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's what I'm wondering, is how much of the delusional or, because people they lose a hold on reality and the truth. I guess that's part of those symptoms, isn't it, for what he's got?
Well, it's interesting. You can have a variety of symptoms related to that. Like, for example, when he forgot some of the words to the Pledge of Allegiance, what was more concerning than that he forgot some of the words was that he seemed to not realize that he had forgotten some of the words. And so he was just going on. And then there's another thing that's sort of related to that called confabulation, where you forget the answer to something, and you make up a story, and you hope that people won't realize that you just made up a story because you didn't remember. So there could be a number of these different kinds of things going on. It's really, but yes, it did take a lot of. It had to be something, either that he, some cognitive problem, or because I'm sure he knew that Trump wasn't going to believe what he said about that. So it was, it took a lot of nerve to say something that everyone pretty much knew wasn't the truth.
I guess he was reaching out to those 3% that just haven't made up their mind yet. And the reason they haven't made up their mind is because they're just not tuned up. They just haven't been paying attention. And that's where we're going to have to leave it with our interview. But before we go, Dr. Lieberman, would you please tell people how they can friend you, follow you, connect with you, buy your book, just get to know you better?
Sure. Well, they can go to my Twitter page. I am a Twitter addict. And that is Dr. Carol MD. So it's DrCarole MD. And then my basic website is drcarole.com, again, drcarole.com, and terroristtherapist.com.
And the name of your book again, your children's book.
My latest book is Lions and Tigers and Terrorists, Oh My, How to Protect Your Child in a Time of Terror.
Thank you so much, Dr. Carol Lieberman, for being our guest here on Conservative Commandos radio show. Take care and God bless you.
Thank you both so much.
And you are listening to the Conservative Commandos radio show. We are coming to you from our Conservative Commandos radio network studios and around the world on the internet. We're going to be interviewing Ann W. Stone, who's been active in politics since age 12. You probably know her as Roger Stone's former wife, and she's going to be talking to us again about her take on the debate from the view of a politician and a consultant. So we'll be right back to have that conversation in just a few moments.
Here's a great way to save money on your prescription medications. If you take Viagra or Cialis, we can give you a way to pay as little as $2 a pill. Compare that to prices as high as $60 per tablet. Call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. We offer 24/7 service and always free delivery and confidential packaging. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Broken AC, $4,600. Water heater, $1,500. Fridge on the fritz, $1,000. You need home warranty coverage from the Home Service Club for around $1 a day. If any of your covered appliances and systems break down, HSC will either repair or replace them.
HSC provides coverage of up to 47 different appliances and systems in your home.
I trust HSC.
HSC has over 15,000 pre-screened, highly rated technicians with the fastest response time in the industry. They cover everything from ACs, stoves, fridges, pool pumps, and more. Call the number on your screen now for a free no-obligation quote from a trusted HSC specialist about a home warranty for your entire home, backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Call now and get 1 month free plus $75 off your first year of coverage. 1 month free and $75 off your first year. The Home Service Club.
I didn't know some Medicare Advantage plans may pay for dental visits. Did you?
I didn't know some Medicare Advantage plans may pay for transportation to my doctor. Did you?
I didn't know some Medicare Advantage plans may pay to have my prescriptions delivered directly to my home. Did you?
These and more are important benefits some Medicare Advantage plans may give you. So if you're eligible for Medicare, call us right now because you may be eligible to enroll in a plan with amazing additional benefits. Some Medicare Advantage plans may pay for services like these: dental visits, vision coverage, hearing coverage, home delivery of drugs, even gym memberships. Some plans may include no copays for many services and 0 deductibles. Don't wait to find out if you're eligible to enroll in a plan that may include some of these wonderful benefits you deserve. Call us right now. The call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation. Make this free call now to learn if you're eligible to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan that may include additional benefits you want. Call us right now.
Here's a great way to save money on your prescription medications. If you take Viagra or Cialis, we can give you a way to pay as little as $2 a pill. Compare that to prices as high as $60 per tablet. Call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. We offer 24/7 service and always free delivery and confidential packaging. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Welcome back, listeners. I'm Sharon Engel. My co-host is Melissa Isaac, and you're watching the Conservative Commandos radio show on CCRS.com or AUN-TV.com. And we have our next guest with us. Melissa, would you please introduce her?
Yes, we're here with Ann Stone, and Ann has been active in politics since age 12. She's worked in over 500 campaigns as everything from precinct worker to campaign manager. Most of her work has been in political organizing, public advocacy, communications, strategy, and fundraising. In 1992, she was chosen as one of the women who changed politics in America by Campaigns and Elections magazine. In 2012, she was named one of the 21 leaders for the 21st century by Women's E-News, and has appeared on numerous television programs ranging from Good Morning America, The Today Show, Nightline, Larry King, PBS NewsHour, To the Contrary, a variety of shows on CNN to shows like Comedy Central, MTV, and Politically Incorrect. And welcome back to the Conservative Commandos radio show.
Thanks for having me. We live interesting times.
So let's talk about this debate last night. So, you look through your social media feed, everybody's given their opinion as to how the candidates actually did. But give us your take on them. I mean, who won and who lost, and some of the key points they made.
Well, again, from the social media feed, all of my Trump people say Trump did. Everybody who was for Biden said Biden did. But the viewer polling, which is very interesting, overwhelmingly says Trump won. Telemundo, which shocked everybody, had better than 60% of their viewers said Trump won. C-SPAN, 58% said Trump won. The only viewer poll that said Trump didn't win was CNN. Oh, of course, their viewers, the fact that 40% said Trump won on CNN is amazing. I mean, he won. But again, the viewer polls, that's why they're not talking about them. Overwhelmingly said it was Trump. And that happened in 2016. In 2016, the pundits said that Hillary won. And then when you saw what the viewers said, they all said that Trump did. He came across very strong. Some would say in the beginning he was a little too strong. But he was very authoritative, and Biden seemed a little bit more wimpy. Not at the end of the situation.
I think you made a good point. You said those for Trump, said Trump won. Those for Biden said Biden won. Do you think that last night's debate really changed anyone's mind or clarified who was the better candidate?
Well, the post-debate interviews that they did with undecideds, some of the undecided said they're not voting for either now, or they're going to wait. And the only ones that committed actually said they were leaning towards the president because he seemed to have more substance in what he was saying. So from that standpoint, I don't really think it changed many minds. It certainly didn't hurt Trump, I don't think. Will it energize some of Biden's people? Maybe because he was able to stand up, not drool, and didn't faint during the thing. Although some people said he did appear to be dozing at times.
Yeah, there did seem to be a difference in Biden last night from the YouTube clips that we have been seeing, or the news clips we have been seeing, where sometimes he doesn't even know where he is. He seems lost mid-sentence. He didn't seem as lost, for lack of a better word, last night as he normally did, but what was your take on that?
Well, think about how many days he took off and how many times he put the lid on his campaign appearances so they could rest up and prep. And I would have to say that drugs are a wonderful thing, and most people are pretty convinced that he is on drugs, that he's under treatments, and that's what causes the erratic difference. I think that towards the end he did start to fade, and there were a few times when I felt like if they just let him go, that we would have seen what we've seen on those clips. And unfortunately, either Chris Wallace would interrupt at that time or Trump would. The next time, I would let him just talk, because inevitably he gets lost.
You made a good point, because Biden had a hard time finishing sentences before last night's debate, and he didn't finish sentence last night because he was interrupted. So yeah, I think you make a very good point there. So what about the credibility of the candidates? I know there were some things that Biden adamantly denied, such as his son's dishonorable discharge from the military, things that are easily found out about. What about their credibility? Do you think it hurt them? You think it helped them?
Again, I think both of them didn't look great. I mean, Biden, everything that Trump said, he's lying, we can't trust him, he's lying. I thought it was interesting when Wallace said, don't you think some of what you're saying and undermining him is going to actually keep people from going and getting the vaccine and other things. So that was one good thing that Wallace did interject. In terms of Biden, you're right. So many things he said were eminently, easily viable. And they did talk about the fact that, Biden was proven wrong at least 4 times, and that was a lot more than 4 times. And on the Hunter Biden thing, which Trump was great, relentless and hammering, that I thought was really good for the undecideds. By hammering on Hunter Biden, bringing up the $3 million loan and the other stuff, and how Hunter has gotten all this money from all these different, he was thrown out of the military for drugs, and then couldn't get a job until he went on trips with his father, and then he got money from all these places for things he had no skill set for. I thought it was great the president continued to hammer on that, because undecideds, if they have any credibility at all, will actually go look at that. What Trump should have said when Biden kept saying, oh, it was debunked, that's not true, that's not true. What Trump should have said, really? The United States State Department just issued a report on this, and the Senate just issued a report, and it's being referred to the Justice Department for criminal investigation. Biden or Joe, don't tell me it's debunked. In fact, it's very much alive.
Yeah. In talking about the winners and losers last night, I thought the biggest loser was Wallace, was the moderator. I think he didn't show much neutrality and almost scorned the president. And President Trump did interrupt, but Biden did too. But he really seemed to be very one-sided. What was your take on the moderator?
2 things. 1, Biden was the first to interrupt. And 2, Biden called the president names. The president, who would have thought? Donald Trump didn't call Biden a single name. I mean, who would have thought? And, it's just the media. That should have been front page news. Trump doesn't call Biden names. Biden calls Trump names. That was some of the biggest news of the night. But yeah, Chris's credibility. He had done a good job with the Hillary-Trump debate, so they thought he'd be good at this. I think his days as a commentator or moderator for debates is probably over.
I would agree. I definitely would agree. So what do you think were some missed opportunities by the candidates? It seemed like there was a lot that Joe Biden was involved with during the Obama presidency, or he could have done better. And and Trump did say, in 47 years, you didn't do anything. But as far as being specific, do you think Trump missed opportunities?
Well, Trump nailed him on the crime bill, and that was important. And it's funny, he remembered the thing about calling the blacks, super predators. What he should have also added was when Biden referred to having integration in schools as creating a racial jungle. That would have been really good. And Trump couldn't remember. He remembered those other things, but he at that moment couldn't think of the other stuff. So it was good he got him on what he did. Lots of missed opportunities, especially for Trump to talk about the positive stuff that he has done. In fact, he has so many hundreds of accomplishments. I mean, literally hundreds of accomplishments. He probably should have said, I'm going to name maybe 5 or 6, and then you need to go to this website called Promises Made, Promises Kept, where they're all listed, because there's too many for me to go over tonight. But here are some of the top ones I want to tell you about. Mm-hmm. And the other thing on Biden, another missed opportunity he had with Biden, when they were talking about COVID, if I were Trump, there are 2 things that I would have said that he didn't. One, I would have said, Joe, you say that we never had a plan. Well, yeah, we did. We had a plan starting in late January when we set up the task force. In fact, you know exactly what our plan is because you plagiarized it as part of your plan. So therefore, don't tell me I didn't have a plan. It was good enough for you to steal. And the second thing I think I would have gone on about is that why should we trust you to handle, any medical crisis when under Obama, when the swine flu hit, instead of 7 million infected, there was 60 million infected. And if the death rate was the same, if it was as deadly a disease as COVID was, we'd have 1.7 million dead right now because you so mishandled. The reason you only had a few thousand or a few tens of thousands was because it wasn't as deadly. And even your chief of staff said you guys did everything wrong, and it was sheer dumb luck that more people didn't die. Now, he started to say it, and he did say, he mentioned Ron Klein, but Wallace and Biden talked over him. He should have circled back and brought it up a couple more times so people would go look up that Ron Klein said they would.
We're speaking with Ann Stone. We're coming to you. We're going to have to take a break. We're coming to you from the Conservative Commandos Radio Network studios and around the world on the internet with TalkStream Live, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Net Talk America, and AM FM 24/7. And we'll be right back.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 888-431-0562. That's 888-431-0562. 888-431-0562. 888-431-0562.
Dish TV is better than cable TV. Here's why. Dish has the nation's lowest TV price, along with an award-winning DVR that can skip commercials, record 8 shows at once, and get access to thousands of movies at your fingertips. Cable simply can't even compare. So the smart choice is to cut the cable and get Dish. Plus, you get all these great TV features, free HD DVR upgrade, free installation, and free movie channels. Say goodbye to cable and get more with Dish TV. 877-290-7764, 877-290-7764. As an added bonus, you can switch to Dish now and receive a $50 Visa gift card. So call now and get Dish TV. Call 877-290-7764, 877-290-7764. That's 877-290-7764. Limited time offer, 24-month commitment and credit qualification required. Cancellation fee, monthly equipment fees, and other restrictions apply. Promotion can change at any time.
Friend, do you remember when it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank to expand a business, go on vacation, or buy a new car? Well, today, withdrawing your own cash has become a very risky business, according to The Secret War, a shocking new research report. I just read it. And folks, I was amazed to learn why banks are now required to spy on us for the government and then report any suspicious or unusual behavior. I suggest you get The Secret War free. Just call the number on the screen, no charge, from the folks at Swiss America, and get this. Did you know simply spending cash today may be enough to have you branded as a potential criminal? That's right. The new war on cash is really a war against all freedom-loving Americans. The Secret War is yours free, so call the number on the screen and you can tell them Pat Boone gave you the number.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Sharon Engel here with my co-host Melissa Isaac, and we are coming to you from the Conservative Commandos Radio Network studios and around the world on the internet. If you'd like to hear a rebroadcast of our show today, check out our website, ccrshow.com, ccrshow.com. We've been talking with Ann Stone, who is has been active in politics since age 12, and she has been on many broadcast shows talking about those things that are politically incorrect. And we're talking to her about her take on the debate last night. And thank you so much for staying through that break. And I want to ask you about coaching. You know, when I debated Harry Reid, I had a coach. We anticipated the questions. We thought of 10 zingers that I was supposed to deliver during the debate. I was just to wait for the opportunity to deliver those and get those out there so that the press would have things, quotable quotes. So do you think anybody coached either one of these guys?
I think Biden was very closely coached, yes. Trump said that Giuliani and Christie had run through things with him, but, you know, Trump's a little harder to corral on some of this stuff, and I hope what they're doing today is playing the tape back and showing him, again, where he missed opportunities. And I guess when they got into this whole thing about the Proud Boys and white supremacists, if I were Trump, I would have said, you know, I have denounced the white supremacists how many times by name. He said, I was recruited to run for the Reform Party and didn't do it because David Duke joined the party. How many times do I have to denounce these people before you'll take it seriously? And when are you going to get him to denounce not only Antifa, but the violence that the Black Lives Matter people are promoting? And, you know, Wallace didn't do any of that.
No, well, you know, I was thinking that when you go into a debate, especially from the conservative side, you almost know that the deck's going to be stacked against you. So you have to anticipate how that's going to roll as well. And it seemed like early on, even though you would have thought they were anticipating that the president, I mean, it was like he was blindsided by all of this coming at him from Wallace and from Biden, and he lost it. He kind of lost his.
He got really ticked. There's one other really good zinger, and you'll really appreciate this. You know, again, when they're going, oh, the people that you associate yourself with, you know, Trump, blah, blah, blah. I would have said, gee, if we want to know who China would prefer, Joe, who did the Communist Party of China endorse, Joe? It wasn't me. You know, that they said they'd rather have you, that you would be easier to deal with. You know, I think that sort of says it all.
Well, and I think that he missed an opportunity on the financial area, too, when they were going after him. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, in one case where he talks about, especially you're talking about his taxes, because on Trump's taxes, he prepaid. So the $750 that they're, obviously the people there can't read a tax form. Somebody needs to coach him, because he had already prepaid his estimated taxes. He'd already paid hundreds of millions, well, not hundreds of millions that year, but millions of dollars that year prepaid taxes. $750 would be just probably the additional they were assessed. But Biden himself has skipped out on taxes. They were able to write off almost $400,000 in taxes for his tax bracket. That's a lot, through some loopholes as well. And this is just in the last year. So, you know, both are playing that game. And Trump needed to say, it wasn't my tax law that allowed me to write things off. It was the tax laws that you passed and you voted for, not the ones that I passed. Under my tax law.
Well, and I don't think he even has to admit that he uses those loopholes. He just has to say, you know, though there are loopholes in that allow the rich to get away with things. I think also that he forgot to say that he donates his presidential salary.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And so this year alone, or no, during his term, he donated just under $2 million back. And on top of that, continues to give direct charitable gifts to all sorts of people. I mean, this is when they go after Trump. I always love it because I've known him since the late 70s. I don't know why he ever set up a foundation. He never used it to give donations, really. He always wrote direct checks. He didn't worry about tax deductions. You know, when he'd see somebody in need, he'd write them a check. If he'd read a story, one of my favorites is the bus driver. He read about the black bus driver he read about in the paper, who had stopped on an overpass and stopped a guy from committing suicide. Trump sent him a check for $10,000 to thank him. And the only way we know is because the bus driver came forward because he was so mad that they were attacking Trump as being this terrible person. But I can tell you of all kinds, there's a whole list of charitable things that the guy did. And besides, supplying his plane. And one of the biggest disappointments for me this time around is the fact that Jennifer Hudson came out for Biden, or she hasn't really come out for Biden, but didn't come out for Trump, when in fact her family was murdered. He put her and the remaining family up in his hotels to protect her so that she would have, 24-hour security to protect her from the people that were going after her family. Just numerous stories that don't get out.
Well, certainly no good deed goes unpunished these days. And, I thought he might even mention how much he has taken a loss in his business just being president, that this has been a very costly venture for him.
Yeah, I don't know that he's in a position to tell you everything because he's really disconnected from that, but that's something the family should talk about more. He did in general say, your son was profiting and getting all this money. My kids are losing money by being in office. So he did say that in passing. He's not the one that can quantify, but there are people in the Trump organization that probably should, because all of his buildings, have been diminished, and certainly de Blasio is not doing him any favors with the state of commercial real estate in New York. So, it's really sad. The man has really taken it on the chin for the country. He's a true patriot. One has to wonder why he did this, but we know because he loves the country, and he understood that he was one of the few people who really stand up and beat these guys at their game, and he's doing it. And I'm still very convinced that he's going to win in November. The American people are not stupid. I think they see Joe Biden for the worthless politician that he's always been. And I think that Trump nailed it when he said, I have done more in 47 months than you've done in 47 years.
Well, I just wish he had said more and gotten angry less. We've been talking with Ann Stone. Ann, tell our audience how they can friend you, follow you, get in contact with you, know more about the things that you do.
Well, my handle on Twitter is at AEWS. That's like the word news, but A instead of N. On Facebook, it's Ann Stone, and you'll see a black and white iconic picture of me from a few years back. My page is full, but you can follow me on Facebook. I've got thousands of followers, but I closed my page to only 5,000 people, and the rest are following.
Thank you.
And if you're really good, I'll sneak you on when I have an opening.
Thank you, Ann. And thank you for being our guest here on Conservative Commandos radio show. Take care and God bless you.
Same here. My best to you all.
Thank you. And we are coming to you from the Conservative Commandos Radio Network studios. We will be right back after these messages with our next guest, Dr. Jerome Corsi of the Corsi Nation, to talk about what else? The debate.
Mom, thank God you're going to be okay.
So relieved. But you both should know when my time comes, I have a final expense policy with Senior Care USA.
Is Senior Care USA the life insurance policy that helps loved ones pay for funeral expenses and other debts? Bill and I called to get more information.
Yes, and there's an immediate payout of up to $50,000.
If you're over 50, call Senior Care USA now to learn more about final expense insurance plans.
There's no medical exam, even if you have a pre-existing condition like I do. When I called, the quote was free, and there was no pressure.
I found out that policies start for as little as 35 cents a day. Rates will never increase and coverage won't decrease.
I'm going to call today.
Ask about the free prescription discount card. Oh, I'm so glad you'll be taken care of.
Call 1-800-822-7419. That's 1-800-822-7419.
But is it? It's really just the beginning, right? Have you written a book and want it published but don't know where to start? You're not alone. Page Publishing cuts through the confusion that most new authors face, like copyright protection, barcodes, printing, and digital uploading. We will get your book into bookstores now. We guide you through the publishing maze and help you distribute and sell your work in hard copy and ebook formats. That's right. We will digitize and place your book for sale on Amazon, Apple iBooks, and Google, offering it to millions. Don't waste another minute. Most publishers won't even look at new author submissions, but we're different. We review your book and provide you feedback in about a week. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, our team gets you into bookstores fast.
Call 1-877-461-5033.
Does your current bathroom need to be updated immediately? Introducing One Day Bath and Shower Remodeling, the complete and hassle-free way to get the new bathroom of your dreams in as little as 1 day and for as little as $199 a month. Yes, the experts at One Day Bath and Shower Remodeling will come to you anywhere in the country and show you all the customized options. Now you can have a brand new bathroom in as little as 1 day. Large or small bathrooms, if you want a new bathtub or shower installed, we can do it in as little as 1 day. And if you call right now, you can save $750 off your remodel. We make it easy by offering you financing as low as $199 per month. So for as little as $199 a month, you can finally have the bathroom of your dreams. Call now to schedule your free in-home consultation.
Welcome back, listeners, to the Conservative Commandos radio show. I'm Sharon Angle here with my co-host, Melissa Isaac. And if you'd like to hear a rebroadcast of our show, check out our website, ccrshow.com and aun-tv.com. And Melissa, our next guest is ready. Would you please introduce him?
Yes, we're going to be speaking with Dr. Jerome Corsi. He's a New York Times bestselling author, investigative journalist, and political analyst. He worked as a senior staff reporter for WND.com. Since 2004, Dr. Corsi has published over 25 books, 7 of which were New York Times bestsellers, including 2 #1 New York bestsellers. In 2018, Newsmax published Killing the Deep State, The Fight to Save President Trump, a New York Times bestseller. He's written a first-hand account of his experience with the Mueller Office of Special Counsel in his book, Silent No More, How I Became a Political Prisoner of Mueller's Witch Hunt. His most recent book, Coup d'etat, Exposing Deep State Treason and the Plan to Re-elect President Trump, is also available in audiobook and ebook formats. Dr. Corsi, welcome back to the Conservative Commandos radio show.
My pleasure. Great to be back with you. Thank you.
So let's go to the debates last night. It's all the buzz on the news and on social media. So in your mind, who won the debate last night?
Well, I think Donald Trump clearly won. I had been through the day, for the past few days, I've been saying on my website, CorsiNation.com, that I had been given information, I had sources that said that the Biden camp had Chris Wallace's debate questions. That started trending yesterday on Twitter, till, of course, Twitter realized that was adverse to Joe Biden, and they took it down. But it was actually leading the trend for quite a while yesterday afternoon. At any rate, I think what happened yesterday was Donald Trump knew that Biden had been prepared. Biden, I think, came into the debate with a set of talking points. So no matter what he got asked, and clearly the topics had been published. So I think that they had basically canned presentations. You push a button and Biden was going to give out his talking points. And Donald Trump, probably aware of that likelihood, decided to be disruptive, and from the very beginning wouldn't let that agenda occur. Now, a number of people have been saying that Donald Trump was aggressive, or was disruptive, or chaotic, or he wasn't polite. I asked the question, was Jesus I'm not comparing Donald Trump to Jesus, but just asked the question, was Jesus polite when he threw the money changers out of the temple? Not particularly as I read the account. Or was he polite when he called the Pharisees and Sadducees the names that he called them, including liars, and basically showed that they were vipers? The point is that when Donald Trump asked questions, he was basically exploring a tactic not to let Joe Biden get by with canned answers. So the interruptions were disruptive. And Biden had a hard time. What I see that Donald Trump wanted to do is get certain things on the agenda where Biden had to contradict his base. So they said, well, do you endorse the Green New Deal? Biden said, no. Well, it's on your website, Joe, that you do. And now you better start explaining to all the AOC and Bernie Sanders people how you abandoned them on that question. How about packing the court? Biden wouldn't answer the question. Again, all the left, which has been telegraphing that they're going to pack the court, they're going to end the filibuster, they're going to do all these things, and Biden's not on their agenda. He repudiated it. Or, hey, Biden, what about law and order, or saying that the violence in the streets that we see from Antifa and Black Lives Matter is wrong and it should be stopped, it's crimes. Well, Biden was very hesitant to do all of that. So now you've got the American people seeing Biden for who he is. He wants to present himself as a moderate, and the extreme left, especially with AOC saying she controls Biden and they'll have him on their leftist agenda as soon as he's elected. That makes it clear that Biden is not at agreement or presenting himself in agreement with the left of the party, and that causes him to have today a lot of things to answer. Even going into Hunter Biden, millions of people listening because of the censorship of the news by the mainstream media had never heard about these accusations that Hunter Biden had taken money from Russia and from Ukraine, $3.5 million from the wife of the mayor of Moscow. Now that's on the agenda, and Biden's got to answer the question. What do you mean Biden's son did this? People who didn't know about it now know about it, and Trump was effective in combating the attempt to paper this presentation by Biden where the mainstream narrative would have been, look, he was very good, he stayed on his agenda, he made his points, he didn't do that. He got flustered. He called President Trump a clown. Now, it was very disruptive, but as I think, I wrote in 2016, would you have voted for Cyrus the Great? Well, God doesn't always pick a perfect agent to get done what he wants. Cyrus the Great was not exactly a holy person, but yet he released the Jews out of the Babylonian captivity in the Bible. He gave them the wherewithal to build the second temple. That certainly achieved God's purposes and set the stage for Jesus Christ to come to earth. So I think we have to evaluate that Donald Trump was, I think, aware of the tactic Biden was going to use, and he very effectively came in like a bull in a china shop and said, no, we're not doing that. And everybody now sees Chris Wallace for who he is, even asking questions sympathetic to the social justice agenda about social justice and sensitivity training and all these things. Nobody has any doubt that Donald Trump was right. He was debating two people last night, Chris Wallace and Joe Biden.
I think you're absolutely right, and I think you're spot on, because President Trump really does seem to be this master strategist. And I think everybody expected Joe Biden to come in being scripted and coached. And you're right. I think you're absolutely right, and that the disruption kind of threw him off the game. I think that's exactly what happened. But why do you think that President Trump didn't focus more on all the corruption that was uncovered in the Obama administration when Joe Biden was on the clock? A lot of that didn't make it into the debates. Do you have a...
Well, he did get enough about that. He did suggest some things about that. But again, the focus had to be yesterday, the key themes would be to pin Biden by saying the future of what Biden wants is high taxes. It's going to be shutting down of coal. He got Biden to say he was going to shut down coal and any kind of hydrogen fuels. We weren't going to be able to use gasoline. We weren't going to have. That had to be a big hit in Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, key states. He got Biden to say he's going to shut down the economy, lock it down again. He said didn't repudiate Black Lives Matter, didn't repudiate Antifa, didn't say he would call out the National Guard. So the future of a Biden regime is he's going to create a depressed economy. We're going to see more and more government control. We're going to see, in fact, the future is going to be this totalitarian agenda under Maoism, which is what Black Lives Matter is, a Maoist revolutionary organization that destroys our cities. And by being disruptive, Trump did not let Biden present that one line, I've done more in 47 months than you've done in 47 years, is the takeaway line for the debate.
Absolutely. and what he did in 47 years. I think, people forget. People quickly forget. I think Joe Biden led the first witch hunt against Clarence Thomas, and how quickly we forget. And since then, we've seen Justice Kavanaugh go through the same thing. So, and, the things that Joe Biden has said over the years, again, I think all that needs to be resurrected, and hopefully we can get to more of that in the next debates.
Yeah, Donald Trump ticked off a whole series of points. He pointed out that Joe Biden was responsible for this horrible law that imprisoned a lot of blacks, and that he called blacks basically, serial offenders, and he was actually very anti-black through most of his career. And one after the other, there was a zinger and a zinger, and Biden had no comeback. He couldn't think on his feet. He got down to calling Donald Trump a clown, telling him to shut up. And then Chris Wallace was interrupting 5 times more often Donald Trump than he did Biden. It was all the hard questions, the undermining questions that Wallace was asking came to Trump. I thought Wallace said he was going to be basically invisible in the debate. No one would even know he was there. Well, that sure didn't happen. Donald Trump took the whole agenda and he broke it into pieces like Christ came into the temple. I'm not saying that Donald Trump is Jesus Christ, but the technique is one that God uses to say, I'm breaking this up. And I'm not going to do it politely. I'm not going to do it nice. I'm not going to follow your stupid rules, which are here to protect the Pharisees and Sadducees. I'm going to say these guys are the vipers. The money changers need to be thrown out of the temple. And I'm sorry if you don't like me saying it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're speaking with Dr. Jerome Corsi, and we're going to have to take a break. We're coming to you from the Conservative Commandos Radio Network studios and around the world on the internet with TalkStream Live, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Net Talk America, and AM FM 24/7, and we'll be right back.
Attention homeowners, do you have a house that's in need of serious repairs? Do you have tenants that never seem to make their monthly payments? How about code violations, past due taxes, or maintenance costs you just can't afford? Then call my friends right now at Quick Cash Offer. They specialize in buying any home, no matter how ugly the situation. Turn that problem property into cash right now. It's just that simple. One call and you can get rid of that home headache forever. They buy the ugliest houses with instant closings, instant cash, and huge savings. Plus, there are no realtor fees, no listing fees, and no repair costs. Just cash in your hands for that painful property. They're buying a few more houses in your neighborhood this month. So take advantage of this cash offer and call Quick Cash Offer now.
855-296-8854. 855-296-8854. That's 855-296-8854.
Listen carefully. If your student loan debt is overwhelming you and things seem hopeless, we've got great news.
If you're still struggling with your student loan debt, there are government programs available that may actually lower your payments by consolidating your federal student loans. Just call us. We'll review your situation and work with you to consolidate your debt. In many cases, depending on your situation, we can lower your monthly payments in half or more. It doesn't matter how much you owe or how far behind you are. Even if you're in default, call us right now to find out how we can lower your payment in half immediately. You can stop the harassing phone calls and the wage garnishments. All you need to do is pick up the phone and call us right now. We can remove your default status, consolidate your federal student loans, lower your payments, and we can do it today. Stop worrying. This is a real solution that can help. So please call us right now.
Call 800-917-8671.
Are you over the age of 50? Want peace of mind and financial security for your family? Here's an important message to you and all seniors from the Final Expense Insurance Hotline. The average funeral costs about $7,000, even more. And the most government benefits will pay your family is only $255. That leaves your loved ones with a burden of paying your debts and funeral costs. Our plans start as low as $1 per day and will pay up to $30,000 for your funeral and other final expenses. There's no medical exam and you'll have lifetime coverage. Plus, your rates will never increase and your plan cannot be canceled, regardless of your medical condition, as long as you make your premium payments. Get free information right now. Just answer a few simple questions and get approved right over the phone in just a few minutes. Call right now.
Call 855-221-7334.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next?
How do you get in front of companies or get a patent?
Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors just like you for 35 years.
And thousands of people contact them every month.
With 65 offices, you can meet with an InventHelp representative near you who will keep your idea confidential and explain their invention process step by step. InventHelp has helped over 10,000 inventors get patents. And they offer 3D animations and prototyping services to help demonstrate your idea. InventHelp's exclusive databank includes over 9,000 companies who have agreed to confidentially review new ideas, like yours.
Don't wonder what to do next. Take action right now and get the help you need from InventHelp.
InventHelp. Call today for free information.
800-880-2937. That's 800-880-2937 now.
Welcome back, listeners, to the Conservative Commandos radio show. I am Sharon Angle here with my co-host, Melissa Isaac. We've been talking with Dr. Jerome Corsi from the CorsiNation.com, and we've been talking about the debate. Now, you said when we first picked up the telephone with you, not on air, but off air, that you've been caught up in a controversy because for the last couple of days. Tell us about that controversy.
Well, the controversy is all about me saying that the Biden camp had the questions. I did not say Chris Wallace gave them the questions or that Fox did. I was not told how the Biden camp got the questions, just that they had them. And they were prepping Biden to be canned responses based on that. And I made that very public. It trended all day, part of the day yesterday, until I guess Twitter realized this was not favorable to Biden and they took it down. But it became a big subject. I got all the trolls showed up on my Twitter channel. I mean, it was a controversy all day long. Now they're asking me about fact checks. Who are my sources? I'm saying, look, I'm not going to tell you who my sources are. Go read my ebook I wrote in June, which was the plan to remove Donald Trump from the presidency, and you can see how many things I was predicting there that have come true, and including this whole, I think, continuing coup d'etat, which, is the Russian investigation, which we now know Hillary Clinton was the one who led this whole idea of trying to blame Donald Trump for working with Russia for stealing our emails, which is nonsense, and the FBI knew it. We now have memos proving that from Director of National Intelligence Radcliffe yesterday. So we, basically I predicted that we would even now at final stages get mail-in ballot fraud, and that the Democrats would go to the courts to try to tie up the elections. Everything I wrote about in that ebook in June has come to be. And so when I said that the debate was canned, of course, even now the fact checkers say, Dr. Corsi, where are your sources? Because Fox denies it. I said, well, Fox can deny whatever they want. I never said Fox gave these questions to Biden. I said he had them. And I said that he was preparing them. That was their strategy. Now, when Donald Trump came out last night with his strategy, which was not to let that game be played, not on his time. And by the way, Donald Trump, it comes from New York. Now, I've spent much of my adult life in New York City. And New York City being rude is just par for the course. I mean, everybody's rude, and nobody thinks anything about it. I mean, it's part of the game. If you want to advance in New York, you're straight talking. You don't mind insulting people. You're basically having to assert yourself to coexist in a situation which is as competitive in New York. And Donald Trump is a New Yorker. He's brash. He didn't get elected because he played by the Queen's rules. He was sipping his gin every afternoon, watching cricket being played on the fields. No, he's in there fighting along. They didn't bother Teddy Roosevelt. He was kind of brash too. We've had many brash politicians, and the American people they expect. Phyllis Schlafly wrote a book called a choice, not an echo. When Barry Goldwater was running for president, and she was repudiating the Republican Party because they wanted a Me Too candidate that wouldn't fight against the Democrats, and they were losing constantly to the Democrats, Lyndon Johnson era, etc. And Phyllis said the American people expect a presidential campaign to be like a heavyweight boxing campaign. They expect the two of them to get out there and slug it out. They want to see that fight. So when Romney didn't fight, or they were too polite to Obama, they didn't want to offend Obama. Remember, John McCain said he can't say Hussein, Barack Hussein. Don't say Hussein, Obama. Well, all those being politenesses don't work in presidential politics. And the mainstream media wants Donald Trump to be polite and to follow the rules because they've written the rules to beat him, and he's not going to play their game.
Well, he certainly doesn't, and he confuses some of us who are used to a more polite game, I guess. So did you think he was angry, or was that part of the stir it up, knock him out strategy?
Well, I think in part, yeah, he's tired of all these people lying at. Look at all the lies he's had. We now know 3 years of the Russian investigation was nothing but lie. A big lie and so, yeah, I'm sure he's mad at this. And he sees it being run again. He knows that the Black Lives Matter is a Marxist organization. They proclaim it on their website. He knows that the money being collected is a money scam. He knows that the people who are in the streets with these Democratic mayors, he's had the Department of Justice declare these cities like Portland, Oregon, Seattle, New York are anarchy, and he's not going to fund them anymore with federal funds. He's going to take strong action. Well, the American people want strong action. I want justice. I want indictments on these criminals like Comey, who today, couldn't remember and said, we played by the rules. No, you didn't play by the rules. You went in and lied multiple times to the FISA court and didn't tell them that you knew all the information in the FISA document to Christopher Steele came from someone who was known to be a Russian spy. I'm like, come on. That's like Joseph. Come on, man. That's, of course Donald Trump's going to get mad. And who wouldn't get mad having the mainstream media do nothing but trash him, handcuff him with a bunch of rules, make sure that Joe Biden knows all the topics in advance and it can anticipate the questions, if not actually have the questions, and then have to debate. Every one of the moderators he's got in these debates hate him, including Chris Wallace. I think Chris Wallace just ruined his career, and I think Biden has now got a lot of problems in his own party with his own supporters because he's not supporting the radical agenda. And this is the flaw at the center of the Biden campaign, one of them. Namely, he was picked to be a moderate because they thought they could fool everybody and have them vote for Biden, that he was going to be, just old Joe, and it was going to be back to the liberal Democratic Party of the 50s and 60s. Well, he might be from that era, but he's a radical guy. He worked with the communist Chinese. His son and family accepted money from the communist Chinese. Hunter Biden got rich in Ukraine. They lied about it. They covered it up. They don't want that information out there. And I'm sorry, but Donald Trump is running for the presidency. What's on stake is our Constitution. What's on stake is our freedoms, and Donald Trump's going to fight for them. And if people think he's a little bit rough, he didn't play nice, well, go back and read how Jesus Christ played when he encountered evil in the heart of the temple in Jerusalem.
Doesn't play nice. It doesn't really work playing nice with politics. And we've seen
it's not something a person wants to do, but when it's righteous indignation, I'm sick of this. I'm going to call these people out. I'm going to call Satan out. The whole thing is repudiate Satan. You don't hurt Satan's feelings. Well, why not?
Yeah, take it to the wall, right? Take it to the mat. We've been talking with Dr. Jerome Corsi here on Conservative Commandos radio shows. Doctor, tell our listeners how they can get in touch with you, friend you, follow you, read your things, but most of all, connect on your wonderful website, Corsi Nation.
Corsi Nation, Corsi, my name, CorsiNation.com. And we do a podcast every day at 11 a.m. Eastern Time during the weekdays. And you can find it in many channels. YouTube, of course, they demonetize this and shadow ban us, and Twitter does the same. They never paid anybody any money. They just took all your content. At any rate, we're also on Periscope, another one that's part of the Silicon Valley. Clout Hub, which is coming on, I think, a better channel. And so we're Vimeo. We're on Vimeo. We broadcast on many different channels, live streaming. It can be followed in all those channels. And then we write articles. There's a lot of content. We've got a tele-MD program that is taking the lead in combating COVID. We've been able to get doctors that can consult with you and prescribe hydroxychloroquine and zinc, the Dr. Zelenko's protocol for COVID-19, completely legally, completely done within the FDA off-label rules, and the pharmacy that can get you the medication if you need it. We're not selling hydroxychloroquine. We just introduced today COVID testing kits that can be administered through the medical system so people can get tested without having to wait for these tests to come about. It's affordable. It's actually a medical supervised administration of a COVID test that has a emergency use authorization in place from the FDA. A blood test, pinprick, takes 15 minutes and you get your results. And that's up on Corsi Nation. We do a lot of things on that website. There's a lot of free content with videos on COVID, videos on politics, and these daily podcasts and articles that we're writing. So a lot of content on CorsiNation.com. That's my now site. I used to work for WorldNet Daily. I haven't been doing that since 2016. I'm founder and CEO of CorsiNation.com.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jerome Corsi, for being our guest here on Conservative Commandos radio show. Take care, and God bless you.
God bless you both, and God bless the audience. Thank you.
Thank you. And we are coming to you from the Conservative Commandos Radio Network studios around the world on the internet. And Melissa and I will be right back with more after these messages.
Here's a great way to save money on your prescription medications. If you take Viagra or Cialis, we can give you a way to pay as little as $2 a pill. Compare that to prices as high as $60 per tablet. Call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. We offer 24/7 service and always free delivery and confidential packaging. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Broken AC, $4,600. Water heater, $1,500. Fridge on the fritz, $1,000. You need home warranty coverage from the Home Service Club for around $1 a day. If any of your covered appliances and systems break down, HSC will either repair or replace them.
HSC provides coverage of up to 47 different appliances and systems in your home.
I trust HSC.
HSC has over 15,000 pre-screened, highly rated technicians with the fastest response time in the industry. They cover everything from ACs, stoves, fridges, pool pumps, and more. Call the number on your screen now for a free no-obligation quote from a trusted HSC specialist about a home warranty for your entire home, backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Call now and get 1 month free plus $75 off your first year of coverage. 1 month free and $75 off your first year. The Home Service Club.
I didn't know some Medicare Advantage plans may pay for dental visits. Did you?
I didn't know some Medicare Advantage plans may pay for transportation to my doctor. Did you?
I didn't know some Medicare Advantage plans may pay to have my prescriptions delivered directly to my home. Did you?
These and more are important benefits some Medicare Advantage plans may give you. So if you're eligible for Medicare, call us right now because you may be eligible to enroll in a plan with amazing additional benefits. Some Medicare Advantage plans may pay for services like these: dental visits, vision coverage, hearing coverage, home delivery of drugs, even gym memberships. Some plans may include no copays for many services and 0 deductibles. Don't wait to find out if you're eligible to enroll in a plan that may include some of these wonderful benefits you deserve. Call us right now. The call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation. Make this free call now to learn if you're eligible to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan that may include additional benefits you want. Call us right now. now.
Here's a great way to save money on your prescription medications. If you take Viagra or Cialis, we can give you a way to pay as little as $2 a pill. Compare that to prices as high as $60 per tablet. Call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. We offer 24/7 service and always free delivery and confidential packaging. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Well, welcome back, listeners. You know, Melissa, we're at the end of our time. Would you tell our audience how they can friend you, follow you, keep track of you, but also thank our guests?
Yep. I'm on social media. I'm just Melissa Isaac. It might be melissa.isaac, Isaac with a K. And then I have my firm's website is Isaac Law Firm on Facebook. So I'm pretty easy to find. And so, yeah, we had some really great guests today. We started talking with Dr. Carol Lieberman, and Dr. Lieberman is an amazing woman. I mean, she's a psychiatrist, actually, a forensic expert out of Beverly Hills. And just a little bit of her resume here is, when she's not seeing patients or testifying as a forensic, psychiatrist or expert witness, she's working as a 3-time Emmy-honored TV personality. She's been on Oprah, Today Show, Good Morning America, CNN, Fox News, a whole myriad of things. And then she hosts 2 more radio shows and podcasts, and she has written a children's book, Lions and Tigers and Terrorists. Oh my! So, but I love talking to Dr. Lieberman because she's so knowledgeable. And she talked about the debates a little bit and the body language and really things that we pick up on, but we're not sure what they mean. But it's always great talking to her. We spoke with Ann Stone, and Ann Stone's been in politics since age 12 and worked in over 500 campaigns. And this is another woman who's been there, done that. In 2012, she was named one of the 21 leaders for the 21st century by Women's E-News. Of course, she's been on every television program, Good Morning America, Today Show, Larry King, PBS NewsHour, and then Comedy Central, MTV, Politically Incorrect. But it's nice talking to Ann because from this perspective of just the truth of what she sees, and she draws from so much experience. And so it was really nice talking to her to get that perspective. We're not talking to a politician. We're talking to somebody who knows politics. So it's great talking to her. And then it was really nice talking to Dr. Jerome Corsi. Gosh, what a wealth of knowledge. And he made a really good point about, Trump was disruptive, but what he did is he disrupted Biden's train of thought. And I think we all suspected that Biden, of course, was going to go in there very, coached and everything. And while Trump was disruptive, he's a strategist, and that might have been part of his strategy. So, just wonderful guests, always very insightful. But, it's the debates are all the rage right now. We got some great insight today.
Well, thank you, Melissa, for being my co-host today. But for right now, we got to run. We got to go. Take care. God bless. And we'll see you tomorrow on TV and on radio.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 888-431-0562. That's 888-431-0562. 888-431-0562. 888-431-0562.
Dish TV is better than cable TV. Here's why. Dish has the nation's lowest TV price, along with an award-winning DVR that can skip commercials, record 8 shows at once, and get access to thousands of movies at your fingertips. Cable simply can't even compare. So the smart choice is to cut the cable and get Dish. Plus, you get all these great TV features, free HD DVR upgrade, free installation, and free movie channels. Say goodbye to cable and get more with Dish TV. 877-290-7764, 877-290-7764. As an added bonus, you can switch to Dish now and receive a $50 Visa gift card. So call now and get Dish TV. Call 877-290-7764, 877-290-7764. That's 877-290-7764. Limited time offer, 24-month commitment and credit qualification required. Cancellation fee, monthly equipment fees, and other restrictions apply. Promotion can change at any time.
Friend, do you remember when it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank to expand a business, go on vacation, or buy a new car? Well, today, withdrawing your own cash has become a very risky business, according to The Secret War, a shocking new research report. I just read it. And folks, I was amazed to learn why banks are now required to spy on us for the government and then report any suspicious or unusual behavior. I suggest you get The Secret War free. Just call the number on the screen, no charge, from the folks at Swiss America, and get this. Did you know simply spending cash today may be enough to have you branded as a potential criminal? That's right. The new war on cash is really a war against all freedom-loving Americans. The Secret War is yours free, so call the number on the screen and you can tell them Pat Boone gave you the number.
Mom, thank God you're going to be okay.
So relieved. But you both should know when my time comes, I have a final expense policy with Senior Care USA.
Is Senior Care USA the life insurance policy that helps loved ones pay for funeral expenses and other debts? Bill and I called to get more information.
Yes, and there's an immediate payout of up to $50,000.
If you're over 50, call Senior Care USA now to learn more about final expense insurance plans.
There's no medical exam, even if you have a pre-existing condition like I do. When I called, the quote was free, and there was no pressure.
I found out that policies start for as little as 35 cents a day. Rates will never increase and coverage won't decrease.
I'm going to call today.
Ask about the free prescription discount card. Oh, I'm so glad you'll be taken care of.
Call 1-800-822-7419. That's 1-800-822-7419.
But is it? It's really just the beginning, right? Have you written a book and want it published but don't know where to start? You're not alone. Page Publishing cuts through the confusion that most new authors face, like copyright protection, barcodes, printing, and digital uploading. We will get your book into bookstores now. We guide you through the publishing maze and help you distribute and sell your work in hard copy and ebook formats. That's right. We will digitize and place your book for sale on Amazon, Apple iBooks, and Google, offering it to millions. Don't waste another minute. Most publishers won't even look at new author submissions, but we're different. We review your book and provide you feedback in about a week. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, our team gets you into bookstores fast.
Call 1-877-461-5033.
Does your current bathroom need to be updated immediately? Introducing One Day Bath and Shower Remodeling. The complete and hassle-free way to get the new bathroom of your dreams in as little as 1 day. And for as little as $1.99 a month. Yes, the experts at One Day Bath and Shower Remodeling will come to you anywhere in the country and show you all the customized options. Now you can have a brand new bathroom in as little as 1 day. Large or small bathrooms, if you want a new bathtub or shower installed, we can do it in as little as 1 day. And if you call right now, you can save $750 off your remodel. We make it easy by offering you financing as low as $199 per month. So for as little as $199 a month, you can finally have the bathroom of your dreams. Call now to schedule your free in-home consultation.